your head, yes, over your head. Don't let this shit go over your head. Over your head, yes, over your head. Don't let this shit go over your head. Over your head, yes, over your head. Don't let the shit go over your head. Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Hasani J with another episode of Over Your Head podcast show. This is not an average podcast. We are talking about everything. We have different types of people from different walks of life. So tonight we're going to have a specialist, a marketing specialist on, and she is one of my good friends. And I'm going to let her introduce herself, but I will say your name, Amber. So why don't you let everybody know who you are, where you're from, and what's going on, and tell us just a smidgen about yourself before we start getting into the actual conversation.
Okay, well, the first thing I'm going to do is take these glasses off because I am giving real bad feedback vibes in that camera. So I'm Amber Little of Amber Little Marketing and the Amber Little Brands. I am an artist by heart, but I love marketing. That's what I do. I do marketing for small businesses. I love to work with people, feet on the ground. I've helped the town of Roland do their website. So I just helping the smaller businesses, not the bigger corporations, because you have a lot of marketing people that focus on that. But I love helping the smaller, the entrepreneurs, the smaller businesses, the people who, really just need the extra marketing, the extra help. So, and then I write. I write for a local publication called Up and Coming Weekly. And I think I have pretty much made it my mission to support our community, making sure that we're, seen, we are heard, our voices, our stories, because it's a community newspaper. And so it represents everyone. And so I love to tell the stories of everybody in Fayetteville. I just did a story with you. Beautiful.
Let us know when does Up and Coming Weekly, when does it drop? When do you
Up and Coming Weekly is free. It's a free community paper and it comes out every Wednesday. So it is weekly. So when you want to know about what's going on in Fayetteville, because I know that people love to say, oh, there's nothing to do here. There's tons to do here. You just kind of got to know where to go, who to talk to. I'm the person to know if you want to know what's going on here.
They said the city.
I don't know everything, but I try to stay in the loop. I want to know what's going on because those are the types of things that I like to highlight because we do have, stuff that happens year round. We have stuff that happens every month and people go to those things because those things are big. They have a lot of marketing power behind them. They have a lot of push. They have several, entities here in Fayetteville kind of, backing them and saying, hey, come to this. So I like to go and highlight those events that are not necessarily getting that much traction as far as the marketing goes. Because everybody loves Facebook, but there's nothing like being in something that you can pick up, put your hands on
the days
and read. There's
all of that. Let's get into more of your business.
Yes.
Before you start praising this fabulous city of Fayetteville.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I gotta support the city because the city supports me. But yes. So Amber Little Marketing, I am a one-person show, a one-woman show. I do social media marketing. I can come up with marketing strategies for you. I can also make marketing plans or social media content plans. So a lot of people just struggle with, well, what do I need to do? What do I need to post today? What's oh my God, what's trending? What? If you don't need me to necessarily, get the content for you, you just want to know what you need to post. I can very much make a schedule for you. I make it easy.
What made you get into the marketing business?
I call myself a Jill of all trades. So I've done a little bit of everything. I've taught ballroom dancing. I've sold insurance. I've taught preschool. I've done it all, and everything I loved, but it didn't feed me. I enjoyed it, but after a while, it kind of got old, and I was like, oh, man, this is.
Did you do art before?
You said what now?
Was you doing art before?
Oh yeah. Oh yes, ma'am. Oh yes. And I did paint and sips. Like, I am an artist. And so during the pandemic, like that's how I made my bread and butter, because, you know, I was laid off from the child care center that I was working at because there were no children. You know, everybody was home. So I came home and I was like, what can I do? And then I was a little depressed. So I started painting.
Everybody
to make myself happy.
Everybody was depressed and fat during COVID. I got
I'm telling you, the skin was bad because I was on chocolate real bad. Like I would go to work. When I did have to go to work, I would cry because them kids would be up in there coughing so bad. Like, and I was just like, Lord, I'm gonna catch the COVID. Like,
COVID.
Ironically enough, didn't catch it while I was working at the daycare. Caught it like a year later when I wasn't even like around little kids. I caught it from.
So is that when you realized that that's the business you wanted to embark in?
When I got to, after COVID, I went on at Robinson County Church and Community Center in Lumberton, North Carolina. Like, I cannot talk about my journey into marketing without talking about them. Because Brianna Goodwin, who is the executive director, she gave me my first chance in marketing. I had all of the skill sets. I had all of the things that make a marketing person, but I had never done marketing itself. I had marketed myself when I was out here selling insurance, when I was out here doing my paint and sip parties. I had marketed myself.
But you have the personality for it.
Yeah.
You have the charisma. You're like bubbly, even when you're pissed or somebody's done something, it's a little bubbly in the conversation, and you don't let nothing down your spirit. That's one thing that I do love and enjoy about you, being around you, your company. You keep me.
Yeah, well, you have to, because it is easy to get down in the dirt, and it's easy to let people, you know, get you down in the dirt. So I'm always one of those people, like, you may be like you may be the last person I want to talk to in that moment, but I'm going to engage. I'm going to conversate. I'm going to keep a smile on my face because that's me. You're not going to make me be different than who I am. Like, I'm just going to talk about you to my husband when I get home. Okay. So,
hey, boo, let me tell you about my day. But
baby. Yeah.
When I get home, I let my hair down.
There you go. Yeah, you just don't do it in public. You know, there's a level of professionalism that you have to have out in this world, and sometimes that means swallowing what you perceive as your pride in that moment, and not saying something or not vindicating yourself, and just being quiet and going, you know what, it's all good. It's all good.
So how do you choose your when you do your up and coming weekly? Mm-hmm. How do you feel? How do you go about like choosing who do you want to interview, and do you go to them? Do they come to you? How does that work?
So when I've done previous like interviews or I've been at different events, I tell people when I have an opportunity, if you have an event coming up, if you are doing something in the community, please let me know. The only thing I ask is if you give me a 2 weeks notice. That way I have time to pitch it to my editor and get the interview with you, and I have time to write a quality article. And then there's sometimes where I see people doing their thing in the community, and I'm like, hey, so I pitched you to my editor, and we'd love to do an article about you. And that's just how it goes. And then there are some people who I get inboxes like, hey, Amber, this person is doing this thing, or this event is going on. Can you highlight it? You know, we could really use, you know, the publicity. We could really use it being out in the press. And so I go, hey, okay, awesome. And then I put up a little something.
Do you like, when do you shut down your marketing mind? Like after work, do you go like to different bars, different clubs and see what they got going on?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm always
in the streets.
I can't even say that I get out of it. Mm-hmm. I think that when you're doing something that you love, and something that comes naturally to you, whenever you're in spaces, you always kind of see things or see potential in things. But I do have my favorite little watering holes. I love downtown Fayetteville. I'm a big fan of downtown Fayetteville. The sip room is one of my places to go and sit and sip.
Tina.
Right. Yes. And I have actually featured the Sip Room in several of their events, the Rose and Cigar Festival. I've actually written about. And so, yeah. And then, a lot of times those things, my life just kind of, I meet people that I want to write about, or I meet people that I end up doing marketing for while I'm out. Because like you said, I'm that type of person where I'm bubbly, I'm talkative, I never meet a stranger. So a lot of times that is honestly how I get my business.
Or do you do any type of Instagram online or things like, hey, this is upcoming weekly, this is what's going on in your city, yada yada yada, or they literally have to get the paper?
Oh no, you don't have to literally get the paper. One, you can just follow me on all social media platforms. Like it's Amber Little on all Facebook and Instagram. You can find me the Amber Little brand on Instagram, but you can follow me. You can follow the newspaper, but I'm pretty consistent in posting about things that are going on in the city, especially if I've written about them or if I did not get a chance to write about them. I'm real big on trying to make sure that if I missed an opportunity or maybe it was turned down as a story because we just didn't have room for it, I'm real big on making sure that I share that and I use my platform. Now, I know compared to some other people, my platform is a baby, but I feel like I connect with enough people know me, that it gets shared enough that I feel like it does have a little bit of influence.
Right. And you just got to do what you got to do and do you, boo, because everybody has a baby and the baby always grows.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. Like I got a new client. Like I'm getting ready to do marketing for an international artist that's based in Wilmington.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, look out for that event in April. You'll be able to buy his art. It's going to be an art exhibit. We look forward to planning that. I'm going to be coming through city to the venues and looking for some places. So be on the lookout for me.
Well, so in the city of Fayetteville, how has business really been for you? Like, I know you're a one-woman team. Yep. You put your foot on the ground by yourself, your gas and everything. It's just you by yourself. But is it easy to just like go in and market these people or come in and talk to them? Is it a hard task? Is it hard to do, period?
I never beg for a client. Because one thing that I learned, and actually I learned this in the insurance industry, is you should never have to push a sale. A sale should come naturally. If a sale comes naturally, that business relationship is going to work beautifully. If you have to continue to kind of like, hey, you're going to work with me, a lot of times that's just not a match. And you're actually setting yourself up for a business transaction that's just going to either be messy or it's going to take a long time. It's just, I love for things to be organic. And when it happens like that, I am most successful and so are my clients.
So is this a hard business to be in?
It can be. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna lie. Like it is one of those things where, there's as any city, there's a whole lot of people that do the same thing. Like I don't see anybody as competition because, like I said, I love to work with like entrepreneurs. I love to work with small businesses, and so it's one of those things. You have to work though. Like, I work from home, but I'm working.
So that's my next question. Like being an entrepreneur, being in marketing, doing all this stuff, and it's you by yourself and it's you with your hands and everything. How is it difficult to maneuver what you do as a mother, even though you have your husband as an equal parent, but still, as moms, we gotta.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
No, completely. And I struggled with that balance for a little while. Like for the first year of kind of being in business with myself, I struggled with the balance. But now I have learned to turn some of these opportunities that I've had to walk into rooms that I've never been in to bring my children as well. So like my daughter, Sophia, she's been on the radio.
But she's
she's been on a podcast, and it's because mom has taken her into rooms with her. She asked, I recently did an article at the Gilbert. She was like, hey mom, can I go with you to do the interview? She was like, I just want to see what you do. And so I was like, absolutely. And so she kind of sat in the corner. And then when she got in the car and she was like, mom, she's like, that's so amazing. She's like, that's what you get to do all the time. She's like, you just get to go in there and talk to people. I was like, yeah. She's like, because that was so cool. She was like, I learned so much. And so, I get to tag them along a lot. And so they actually get to be a part of a lot of what I've got going on. And so they're
not babies and you don't have to change any Pampers.
Yeah. See, I do have older ones. And I think that is kind of why I am successful right now, is because this was meant for right now. Right. I could have never done what I'm doing 10 years ago when my first daughter was 2 years old. Like, I was a first time parent. I was all over the place. It just would have never been successful. So I had to get to a point in my life where everything fell into place.
Right.
I don't have to force anything. Nothing is forced. As soon as something feels forced, at that point, I step back from it because it's not time for it.
Okay. Well, I know that you are into the marketing. You interview a lot of people, different artists, different whatever. What other services in the marketing? Like, what is marketing? What is marketing?
Okay.
For the people who don't understand, everybody always just wanted to be like, hey, this is my flyer. Hey, this is what I do. That's not marketing.
No. Okay. So it is part of marketing. So marketing is putting your brand, because businesses have a brand. Like, there are levels to having a business. Like, your business has to have a brand. And that's the thing that is uniquely you, your logo, your color schemes that make you, your mottos that make you. So marketing is putting that brand out there, putting trust in the brand, in whatever that is. If it's clothing, if it's health, creating that trust. So then you have testimonials. You have to have commercials. I tell people, depending on the how big your business is, depending on the level of marketing. I'm not one of those marketers like where if you're at like, oh, I need to be on like billboards nationwide, I'm going to send you over to one of my friends. But now if you need local marketing where you want to be on the back of the city bus, where you want to be on the local radio stations, it is more than just Facebook and Instagram.
Look, y'all better listen and get this information.
It is so much more than Facebook and Instagram. And I know that people love to use those. And I'm not saying that they're not effective. They're highly effective. We see people doing very well on Facebook when they're branding themselves. Influencers do well on those social medias because they are influencers, right? And we see that businesses can tap into that. But businesses make most of their money right here locally. Like, for most businesses, their money is made here locally. When you're in the food industry, your money is made locally. So there are certain industries where you have to start focusing, and regionally get out of, I can only do here in Fayetteville. Vending. I tell a lot of people, if you have a movable mobile service or business products, do vending in other cities. Get yourself out of the Southeast region and take yourself over to the Triangle area. Get yourself over into Western North Carolina. Research marketing. I research the markets where you need to present yourself to make the most money and get the most clientele.
So, when you plan on giving a class?
Well, here's the thing. I actually do right now. I'm going to be working on some things. I got some things coming up in 2025. I can't say too much, but I got some stuff going on. But right now you can get one-on-one marketing coaching from me. So if you're one of those business owners where like, I don't necessarily feel like I need to pay somebody, but I need a better foundational understanding of what I need to do. I need someone to help me with a marketing strategy. I need someone to sit down with me and say, okay, this is my goals. This is what my business goals are. How do I get there? I even do network coaching. So a lot of people don't understand that networking is a big part of marketing. People, you have to get out there and show your face and I know that it's not everybody's jam, but at least once a quarter, you need to find yourself in somebody's. You need to find yourself in somebody's networking event. And here's the thing: it doesn't have to say networking event to be considered a networking event.
Exactly.
You see all of these galas, you see all of these award shows here happening in Fayetteville. Go to those. Those are where you're going to meet other business owners.
So, what do you think about business cards? In the 2024 and this century, everybody is scanning codes and QR code this and QR code that. Me personally, I like to have my business card with my QR code on it, as well as on my phone. I got my QR code, and just to have it when you go into these places and you can pass it out, because it's not that dead.
No, I tell people, please stop disregarding the tangible in marketing. Like, everybody wants to make everything digital. And I'm like, digital is beautiful. But imagine if somebody sees you on the computer and then they ride down the road and they see you again, and they go in the store and they see you again. Mm-hmm. And the only way that's going to happen is if you're on something tangible.
Right.
So never discard the tangible. Always have those business cards on hand. And then there are plenty of free services that do digital business cards. Popple is one of them. And so you can put your information in there, you can put your logo in there, and it simply is a matter of texting it to somebody, or depending on what kind of phone you have, you can do the tap of the contact information, and then the contact information goes into your contacts and you have it. Now, I will say this. When you are collecting business cards and you are, getting information from people, make notes in your contacts about where you met them, and when you met them, and why you want to make a connection with them. And then immediately go to your calendar and put in a reminder to text Mrs. So-and-so, or call Miss So-and-so, or email Miss So-and-so 5 days from now on a business day.
I'm terrible. I'm so bad. I'm so bad. This is why I have an assistant, because I forget, but I wish I can do it on my own, because I'm always here. I'm always there. I'm always moving around. I can't take my assistant everywhere I go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I know you wish you could, but yes, it is just one of those things that you're going to have to make a habit. Like, you're just going to have to get in the habit of, because I'm the world's worst for not writing something down, but I had to kind of do too much digging to find out why I needed to contact the person one time. And I was like, no, I'm never going to have to do this again. If you don't do anything but put it, and then when you have the business card, make a note while you're standing right there. As soon as they walk away, make a note and go, okay, we met and I want to follow up with them about X, Y, and Z.
Oh God, you're so good.
Yeah, I mean, listen, and that's why I say I do the marketing coaching. I do the marketing coaching, and that is the stuff that we kind of cover, if that's within, your goals, if that's something that you want, if that's something, oh God, I hadn't even thought about that, but it's sometimes I think that we forget, because this kind of existence is so normal for us now, that we forget that the human interaction, is very important and vital, and that people remember that. If I give you my business card and then I hear from you 5 days from then via email or a phone call, I'm like, oh my God, hey.
So your marketing packages, where can they find it at? Do you have a website where the packages is on there?
Okay, so
click and
I love that I am a marketing person that is currently working on her website. Okay. So what I'm doing right now is consultations. So I do a consultation, and you can actually go on to my Facebook page, or you can email me at amberlittlemarketing@gmail.com, and you can request a consultation. And it's very I prefer to meet you in person, because that way I'm just more of a let me get a feel for you type person.
Make sure you're not wasting your time.
Well, because sometimes I'm just not the right fit for some people. I really am not. And it's okay. And see, here's the thing. I'm not one of those people that if I know that it's not the right fit, that I'm going to continue.
Right.
Like if we're not too far into the business relationship and I'm like, oh, this is not the right fit, I'll go, you know what? Let me actually recommend you to someone that I know. And depending on what type of personality or what the issue is, or why I feel like it's not going to be, that type of relationship, I have different people in the marketing field that I send them over to, and I'll go, hey, listen, I got this person coming over to you. This is what they want. I feel like you can handle that better than me. Like, I'm one of those people where if I just feel like that's not in my realm, or I'll hand it off to someone else. I have no problem doing that because I know I'm going to be blessed tenfold at that. Like, it's going to come back.
It's like you're giving somebody else, business as well as was it pay for it?
Yeah, I pay it for it, and I'm not going to lie, Hasani, every time I have paid it for it, I have gotten it back.
Okay.
Like right back. And I'm just like, and that works for me. So, I rather people get a good experience and get what they want, the way they want it, versus having to like struggle. So, and that's more on when I'm doing a lot of content creation and things like that. Sometimes I'm like, I think somebody, the content, they're probably going to be better at the content than me. But it's one of those, like I said, I don't mind doing it because every time I've done it, I've gotten it back. Like, right. Like, I mean, sometimes that day, like I've said, hey, I think you should probably reach out to this person. That's not in my wheelhouse. And like, right after that,
when you started, you came out like you've been wanting to do this, but when you came,
I have. Okay, yes, I've been wanting to do this for a while. You know that. Yes.
Yeah, as soon as you was like, okay, I'm going to go do it. I'm going to do this. I'm getting my hair done. I got photo shoot. I got this.
Yeah.
She going. She moving.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like I said, it's just everything is falling into place. Mm-hmm. And like I've got so much going on in 2025. Like we're gonna have to spend a lot. I'm gonna have to come back next year because I got some stuff that I'm working on that I've been cooking and I haven't told anybody.
Keep it to yourself.
And so I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited.
You can be bigger and better, and we're gonna be bigger and better women of the Fayetteville Sioux City. And
there you go.
I'm proud of you because I swear, I know we've talked about it for a good 2 years.
We did. Yeah. There was I sat in that chair getting my hair cut and talking about everything that I wanted to do and
manifested.
And it just it's just coming. It's I've got 3 more accounts coming before the close of the year. So it's a blessing and it feels right. And when it feels right, you skyrocket. Like there's nothing stopping it. There's nothing stopping it. Like, because everything, it took those 2 years though to do the groundwork to get where I'm at.
I'm glad you got the groundwork going because
I'm so serious. Like it took me like cultivating relationships, and getting introduced to people and just
a lot of people anyway. But we had to get out the hood and go deal with the.
Well, here's the thing. I on a whim applied for Up and Coming Weekly. I was like, I really want to get back into writing. Okay. Like, let me apply. Let me just apply. And they were like, hey, we'd love to have you write. And I was like, okay. And then 9-10 months later, I was a staff writer. Okay. So yeah. So in that right there, my being able to go on media passes and be able to go into spaces and
you said it. So with the media pass thingy, I was going to ask you, so do you get when stuff in the city is going on, do you get your media pass and do you go out there and then you go do your network and you talk and you scoping out what's going on in the city so you can get somebody like, you
always got to be 2 months ahead in the event to make sure that you are well equipped with what you need. Because some people require that media pass application to be put in, 2 weeks before the event. And some people require it a month out from the event for credentials and checking credentials and all that other kind of stuff. It just all depends. But the media pass, it has been, you got to be 2 months ahead. And then just fill out the application like right now. FSU is doing the media pass for their commencement ceremony for the end of fall of 2024. And they have a special guest speaker. And so I'm looking at it. I just said that to my editor. I was like, hey, media pass.
Okay.
Because they're accepting, you can put in for a media pass right now. So
well, with all of this,
yes,
and with you and your marketing, and you know what I do and all my businesses, I will be contacting you for some services. Now,
awesome.
I'm glad that you joined my show tonight. So
thank you for having me.
We're about to close out, and I want you to give everybody all your social handles and how they can get in contact with you. Okay. And we're going to close it out with you.
Okay, awesome. All right. So everybody, I am Amber Little Marketing, the Amber Little brand. You can find me on Facebook. Just simply put my name in there, Amber Little. I'll be the only little face up there looking like this. Instagram, it is the Amber Little brand. And you can contact me via email at amberlittlemarketing@gmail.com. And then once you email me, I'll give you my cell phone number. And we'll talk. But yeah, that's how you can reach out to me. I'd love to work with you. I'd love to have a consultation with you. I'd love to be your coach. I'd love to teach you some things, or even go out there and network with you, because that's part of my networking coaching. And thank you, Hasani, for having me on your show. Thank you for letting me highlight myself.
And tonight, you guys, it's Over Your Head podcast show with your girl Hasani J and my guest Amber Little. Please stay tuned for next week's episode. Subscribe, hit the like and share, and we out.
Over your head, yes, over your head. Don't let the shit go over your head.